Welcome to Easy English Stories. In this video, you'll experience the heartwarming journey of adopting a pet, from visiting the shelter to building a beautiful bond. Part 1: The decision to adopt. I had always wanted a pet. Every time I saw someone walking their dog or playing with a cat, I felt a small tug at my heart. One Saturday morning, I woke up and said to myself, "Today is the day." I grabbed my bag, ate a quick breakfast, and looked up nearby animal shelters. There was one about 20 minutes away. I put on my shoes and left. As I walked to the bus stop, I imagined what kind of pet I would adopt. Maybe a playful puppy. Maybe a quiet kitten. I smiled at the thought. Dog Face Part 2: Visiting the Animal Shelter. The shelter was quiet when I entered. A volunteer greeted me warmly. "Are you looking to adopt?" she asked. "Yes," I replied, a little nervously. She showed me around. First, we saw the dogs, big ones, small ones, some jumping excitedly, others sleeping peacefully. Then we went to the cat section. Some cats meowed loudly. Others blinked lazily at me. I walked slowly, observing. One small dog sat at the corner, wagging its tail gently. It had soft brown eyes and floppy ears. Our eyes met. I kneeled down. It moved closer. Paw Prints Part 3: Choosing a Pet. The volunteer smiled. "That's Toby. He's 3 months old. Friendly and smart." I spent some time sitting near Toby's enclosure. He licked my fingers and wagged his tail. I visited other pets too, but I kept returning to Toby. Something about him felt right. After an hour, I said, "I think he's the one." The volunteer nodded, "Great choice." We filled out some forms. I showed my ID and agreed to care for him responsibly. Name Badge Part 4: Naming and Bringing Him Home. Although his name was Toby, I felt like giving him a new name. I thought for a while during the ride home. "Buddy," I whispered. He looked at me. I repeated, "Buddy." He wagged his tail. At home, I placed a blanket for him in a quiet corner. I put down a small bowl of water and food. Buddy sniffed around, cautiously at first, then curiously. I sat beside him and gently patted his head. He looked at me, then licked my hand. Fork and Knife with Plate Part 5: Feeding and Caring. Feeding Buddy became a routine. Morning and evening, I filled his bowl with soft kibble. He learned quickly. The sound of the bag made him run to the kitchen. I also bought him a small rubber ball. He chased it around the living room. He loved tug toys, too. I laughed watching him play, full of energy. After meals, I wiped his mouth gently. He would then curl up at my feet. Person Walking Part 6: Training and Walks. Training started on the 3rd day. "Sit," I said. He tilted his head. I held a treat in my hand. "Sit," I repeated. Slowly, he understood. Over time, he learned commands: sit, stay, come, paw. I praised him with each success. Every evening, we walked around the block. He sniffed flowers, barked at butterflies, and greeted other dogs. Neighbors stopped to pet him. "He's so well behaved," they said. Stethoscope Part 7: Visiting the Vet. 1 week later, we visited the vet for his checkup. The clinic smelled of antiseptic. Buddy was a little scared. I held him gently. The vet was kind. She checked his ears, eyes, and heartbeat. "He's healthy," she said. "Just a few vaccines today." Buddy whimpered during the shots. I comforted him. Afterward, I gave him a treat. He wagged his tail again. The vet handed me his health record and some advice on puppy care. Revolving Hearts Part 8: Building a Bond. Days turned into weeks. Buddy followed me around everywhere. When I cooked, he sat nearby. When I read, he curled beside me. When I felt tired, he placed his head on my lap. We developed small routines. Morning walks, playtime after lunch, quiet evenings watching the sky. He started recognizing words. Walk, treat, bath, and his favorite, good boy. One night, as rain poured outside, Buddy lay next to me. I whispered, "Your family now." Soap Part 9, Bath Day and Funny Moments. A week after his vet visit, Buddy needed a bath. He didn't like the sound of water at first. When I turned on the tap, he backed away. "Come on, Buddy. It's just water," I said gently. I brought his favorite towel, a bucket, and dog shampoo. Slowly, I poured a little water on his back. He jumped and shook himself, spraying water everywhere. I laughed out loud. We both got wet, but eventually he stood still. I lathered him gently, rinsed him, and dried him with a soft towel. After his bath, Buddy ran around the house like a rocket. He rubbed against the sofa, rolled on the rug, and finally settled near the window. Clean, happy, and a little silly, just like every bath day after that. Party Popper Part 10, Buddy's first birthday. One morning, I realized it had been almost a year since I adopted Buddy. "We should celebrate your birthday," I told him. He wagged his tail without knowing what that meant. I bought him a dog-friendly cake, a new toy, and a little party hat. I even invited a couple of neighbors with their dogs. We decorated the living room with paw print balloons. Buddy loved the attention. He chased Bubbles, opened his gift with his teeth, and devoured his cake happily. We clicked photos. I made a scrapbook page with the caption, "1 year of Buddy." That night, he snuggled close, as if he knew the day was special. I whispered, "You've made my life better." Dog Part 11, Unexpected Trouble. One day, Buddy stopped eating. He didn't greet me at the door. He lay in his bed quietly. I checked his temperature, it felt high. I panicked a little. I called the vet. We rushed to the clinic. Buddy looked tired. The vet examined him. "He might have a mild infection. We'll give him some medicine and monitor him for a day." I stayed close to him that night. I stroked his head and kept cold water near him. Slowly, he started eating again. After 2 days, he barked softly and brought me his ball. It was scary, but it reminded me that pets are family. When they're unwell, we worry, we care, and we stay strong for them. Luggage Part 12, A Trip Together. 6 months later, I planned a short weekend trip to the hills. I didn't want to leave Buddy behind, so I booked a pet-friendly stay. I packed his leash, bowl, food, and his favorite blanket. He sat beside me in the car, enjoying the open windows and the fresh air. At the cabin, he explored the grass, barked at birds, and ran freely. We sat on the porch in the evening, watching the sunset. It was peaceful. Just the two of us and nature. At night, he curled next to me. I whispered, "This is perfect." Thank you for listening to this beautiful story. If you enjoyed learning through real, emotional moments, be sure to subscribe to Easy English Stories. Every week, we bring you calm, natural English stories for your listening practice. Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and let English become a part of your daily life.